Hello everyone and welcome back to The Last of Us Season 2 Episode 1. Now just like when I did Season 1 reactions, I once again took out this old shirt. Literally the last time I wore this was doing Season 1 reactions. This shirt, it doesn't fit me properly anymore. You can see like I have that much arm left. And if I stretch out, it'll be even less arm. The reason I'm wearing it is because this shirt is the shirt that I wore at a Halloween party back in 2017, I think. So like 8 years ago, when I dressed as Joel from The Last of Us for Halloween. Because I have been a huge The Last of Us fan since it came out. I bought the game when it came out, because I was a huge Uncharted fan before that, and so I was like, no, Naughty Dog's making a new game. So I bought it when it came out. I fell in love with it, and ever since I've been a massive The Last of Us fan. I continue to be. So I think for these reactions, I take out this old shitty shirt, and this time I'm not buttoning it up. I'm just keeping it open. I think that'll make it more comfortable. Otherwise, it'll be even tighter around my body because I've I don't look like it, but I've grown a decent amount in those years. So I'm not quite as skinny, and I'm taller than I was. And anyway, I'm describing to you what aging is. I don't need to do that. So we're doing The Last of Us Season 2 today. I'm really excited for this because The Last of Us Part 2, which is the game that this season's going to be based on, is such an incredible experience. It is also one of the most polarizing games of all time, I feel like. And it was such a brave piece of media, I think. And I'm not going to spoil anything that happens in it because you might be watching these reactions and you don't know what's coming. You haven't played the original game, and that's fine. I'm not going to spoil anything that could potentially be coming. They also might change things. I'm imagining there's going to be things that are going to be changed in this season. Because essentially the game is very, very particularly written to work in the format of the game. So I think this is going to be one of the most difficult adaptations that I've seen. If we're from a writing perspective, I'm not talking about from a technical perspective. From a technical perspective, it should be pretty easy. From the CGI and budget and stuff. You can say oh, it's impossible to do a TV show based on this crazy fantasy series because you couldn't possibly have the budget to be able to do all of that stuff. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm just talking about adapting the story to fit the format of a TV show and still have the emotions work correctly. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for them to pull this off. Because of that, I am going to be I'm really excited to see this. I am also cutting the most slack you can possibly cut for a series like this. I am not going to be angry, I'm not generally anyway, but I'm not going to be angry or really saddened or really disappointed if this season can't quite do the story in the way that they wanted it to work. I'm not going to be that blown away by how much they dropped the bag or whatever, because I think it's very brave just doing this in the first place. And I'm really interested to see how they attempt to do it. So I'm excited though, because there's some things that I absolutely adore and cannot wait to see. Last of Us Part 2 to me is an absolute masterpiece. It's almost a perfect experience. And I mean, I don't even think of Last of Us Parts 1 and 2 as separate things, really. I think of it as one continuous story. So I just think this is the second half or second 2/3 of the story. Because this game was longer than the first game for sure. So yeah, I'm really keen to see this. There's certain castings that I've been really excited to see. I don't even know how much we're going to get of them in the first episode. We'll get a few of them. We'll definitely get in the first episode. But I'm really excited to see how those castings played out. I watched the trailer to season 2 on this channel at some point. You can go find my reaction to that. I hope it hasn't been taken down. I think it's still up. and see me being really excited to see a lot of these characters. But from what I've seen, the casting looks like the sort of thing that I wanted to see. They look like great casting. So yeah, I'm really excited to jump into this. I loved the first season of this show, by the way. I thought it was a great adaptation. It's a different. They go for a different thing. Like the characters that they are adapting are not the same as they were in the game, and that's fine. It's an adaptation. It's a new interpretation of the story. It actually is kind of great because now I have two versions of these characters that I think of when I think of these characters, which is nice. I think it's cool to have different interpretations of the characters. So the Ellie in the show is not the same as the Ellie in the game. The Joel in the show is not the same as the Joel in the game, and that's awesome. That's really cool that we have different actors giving their own spin on it, and also the story. I see that bug in the camera. Oh my god! That also the story, like writing them differently. So like, what I'm curious about is that fly is distracting me so much. What I'm curious about is like, okay, so now that I know that it's going to be the Joel in the show and the Ellie in the show, how are these events going to play out with their personalities in mind, with their way of doing things, you know? Because they're very different characters. Well, not very different, but they're pretty different. Like, the heart of the character is still there, but they change a lot of the personality traits around it to make it fit more. For example, I feel like always Pedro Pascal's interpretation of Joel has always been a softer interpretation of the character. He brought out even more of the fatherly stuff, while Troy Baker's interpretation of the character was more hardened. And I think that's a perfectly legitimate interpretation of that character. And so I really like it. Like, I feel like, you know, Pedro Pascal leans even more into like the introversion of Joel, which I think is really interesting. So yeah, I'm so keen. I'm so keen. So we're going to jump into it. This is The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1. If you want to support this video, if you want me to do more Last of Us reactions on this channel, it's very different than what I normally do on this channel, because I don't normally do many live action shows, on this channel. And if I do, there tends to be like a particular reason I'm doing that live action show. The reason for this one is it's something I'm a huge fan of, and also I feel like, you know, it's a live action show based on a game. Games are kind of adjacent to what I do here, which is like anime and other sort of nerd type stuff on this channel. So I think it still kind of similarly fits the niche, but I mostly focus on anime stuff. But if you like my style of reactions, please go check out some other things on this channel. I hope you can find other things that you enjoy. And I have a One Piece channel. If you like One Piece, I have a channel called Jent Watches One Piece. You can go over there, watch me go through that show. I am 800 and something. Excuse me, I'm like 820 something episodes into that show, and I absolutely adore One Piece now. So if you want to see my journey with that, you can watch, you know, 800 episodes of reactions on that channel. So go check that out. Anyway, let's jump into this. This is The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1. I love this song. Hello, giraffe. Nom 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 nom. Look at them all. The giraffes of us. Oh, that braid.
Supposedly. That wasn't true.
Supposedly what?
Something not true.
Ed has a brother who runs an outfit in Seattle. A guy named Isaac. Supposedly he'd take us all.
Not until we find Joel.
Interesting.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Oh.
All right, let's.
He didn't even say anything. She could just see him about to object.
He just smuggled in our only working vehicle.
And we were trying to save the wounded. Did we?
Oh.
None of this is fucking fair.
Abby.
Oh my gosh, Abby is spot on.
Maybe.
I don't want to compare too much, but she is spot
the
on.
Seattle crew has resources. I'll help you kill him.
God damn.
Slowly.
Oh. Kill him slowly.
When we kill him slowly.
Jesus. This woman, what's her name? Something Denver? Caitlin Denver or something. The emotion in her eyes is fucking fantastic. I'm already sold on her. I'm not familiar with her work before this. I don't think I've seen her in anything. But man. 5 years later. Ah, yes. Okay, good.
Get up.
Oh my god. The fuck is going on? Oh. Jesus, man. Jesus. Oh my god, this is fucking intense. God damn. They're already doing a good job at showing Ellie's like a killing machine. He tapped out. It's done.
Okay.
He's tapping.
Boom, motherfucker.
Boom, motherfucker. People who land a first hit on you. Square in the face, by the way.
Well, I can obviously
my
take a punch,
gosh.
so who cares?
Jesse?
Fucking hard, by the way. You pulled it?
Yeah, he pulled it. Otherwise, he would have knocked you out. And I don't want to have to explain that to Joel.
Hmm.
Don't do that again.
Okay.
She doesn't feel like she earned the victory anymore.
You going to the thing tonight?
Don't we have to? Cause community and shit.
Oof. Jackson, motherfucker. Looks so good. I love their Jackson set. Although we already got it in season 1, so at least they had it mostly ready. Whoa, it's so big. Thank you, Craig Mazin. Wow, look at Joel.
We're not sure what we're supposed to do, and our foreman isn't foreman.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll be out there in a minute.
But you do.
Yeah, what is he doing?
Fixing these, gonna chuck the whole panel, but all they need is new springs.
Oh, cool. Very handy.
Teach me?
Smart.
Okay.
That's a good characteristic when it's like, oh, you're doing something I don't know how to do? Tell me how to do it.
I lick them.
Here's the part that matters. Bimetallic strip.
Hey, I might learn something watching
Heats
this.
up the strip, lights the inside of your walls on fire. There goes your house.
Damn.
Can I ask a question?
Shoot. She said she was angry.
No.
Aww.
But
It's a sad reaction.
You're her best friend. Reckon she would have told you.
nope.
She's not one to open up. Joel, you should know that.
Her being 19 and me being her, what I am.
He can't even
Their
say it.
parents at that.
That makes sense. So the springs hold the
The
levers.
thing
down?
is, I try.
Aw.
I know
He
I'm
really
hard
does
ass
wanna
and
talk
I'm
about it.
overprotective, and she's
Oh no.
Maybe you should tell her what you
yeah,
did.
well,
Are you in fucking therapy? Holy shit, you're seeing
I'm
Gail?
not
Gale,
deaf, Jesus, go
therapist. He's
fix
like
the
clearly
light.
using therapy language.
Saw out the. Dina,
Dina.
don't tell anyone I'm in therapy.
It's good. I mean, I know you're embarrassed, but that's a good thing. Man, Dina's perfect too. I haven't seen a casting that I didn't, like, as soon as I recognize them, go like, holy shit, they're spot on. Like, they can be their own interpretations of the characters, but they're actually pretty damn similar
This scope
to the games version.
It's further away, some more drop. It's going
See,
up
this is
there.
a scene I didn't think they'd be putting in the show, because this is more of a tutorial scene in the game. Teaching you about bullet drop and stuff. But I mean, it's so nice bonding between Tommy and Ellie.
Actually, taking you off patrols for a bit. Put
Really?
you on gate watch.
Gatewatch.
Is
What?
that Joel's
Why?
request?
It's standing on a fucking fence.
He's concerned about you.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. He can't tell me what I can and can't do.
Yeah, well, he can tell me.
I'm his brother. I gotta listen
I've
to
been
him.
dealing with him my whole life.
I got bit, everybody!
No, the horses are gonna hear.
Hey.
What if the horses tell someone?
I swear, you and my brother, Same goddamn fucking.
If you're the same person, you know you're not winning this.
Okay, fine. Whatever. I'll do it by the book.
These 3 will be done by next day or so.
No!
Another day to hook up soon.
Don't!
Y'all wanted
Oh my
the
God,
library
kid.
and the school. With the manpower that we have, I don't see any of this getting done until summer.
This is Maria, right?
This window isn't keeping the cold out anymore.
Dial, called the constructo.
It's cool seeing Joel
Faster we go.
legitimately good at what his job was,
Yeah,
you
I
know?
noticed. But you gotta look after your own first, or you're no good to anyone.
I mean, kind of right.
Oh, Joel, we shoot them.
What do you mean we? Are you shooting monsters?
No.
Are you shooting monsters? You are you?
Daddy!
There he is.
Kind of a. It's so odd seeing you teaching your kids about that.
Miss you, boy.
Hey.
Gonna teach my kids about how we
What
shoot
your wife wants me to build
these
faster.
human-like
Tell you about the
creatures.
big dial.
Yeah, I gotta go. You keep getting those monsters, Benji.
Benji.
Oh, you got me.
I mean, but Joel's trying so hard to, you know. I mean, he's legitimately working. He's kind of right that like, he's working day and night to, you know, expand it slowly rather than rushing it.
I'll be right there.
Maria's thinking about all the people that they're losing, not expanding. But Joel's thinking he could lose the people inside if they expand too quickly.
What do you have?
Whiskey, herbal tea.
He'll take a whiskey, please.
The tea's mostly thistles and dirt.
That's right, I forgot Catherine O'Hara was in this! Oh my god, I completely forgot! I remember seeing this casting. I love Catherine O'Hara.
What's the occasion?
It's my birthday.
I don't even know who she's playing. I just fucking love her.
Shaken stems. What am I, in high school?
It's winter, Gail.
Gail. Oh, she's the therapist.
The man would grow buds the size of pine cones. Sticky as glue.
It's honestly weird to see her deliver lines in a normal way. Because she normally has the funniest delivery of lines.
Didn't know psychiatrists were allowed to drink in these things.
A psychotherapist.
Psychotherapist.
Psychiatrist for the pill once. My first birthday without my husband in
Oh,
41 years.
that is sad. Must feel lonely.
Tick, tick, tick.
Start talking, bro.
That one treats me like a human being.
Aw.
She gives me a smile, looks up to me, makes me feel like I'm a good guy, which I am.
Oh.
See, Dina understands me. Like she's my kid or something.
Well, she's like a friend
But she's
almost.
Like what?
Like not pretending you have the most boring problem in the world. Keep grouching on like this every time?
Aren't you supposed to be validating me? Or something?
Because you're lying to me, and it's exhausting. Yes, you are, Joel, and you are definitely leaving something out.
Yeah.
And you want me to validate that? No.
And he's so deep in the lie
Fuck no.
that like Joe's even like gaslighting himself into thinking like, I'm not
It's
lying.
not your first.
Which is why I have to. You shot and killed my husband.
Oh my god.
You killed Eugene.
Oh god.
And I resent you for it. No.
She's
maybe no more
Eugene's
than that.
husband.
Sitting in our home makes me so fucking angry.
Jesus. That's something really hard to confront. From if your psychotherapist is saying that to you, I'd be like, this is a tough session.
Yes. But it's in the air, and I can't take it back.
At least she's practicing what she preaches. I think I would trust her more if
Well, maybe
she
there's a
did
chance
that.
I can make things right. Your turn.
I just did that.
I promise I will help.
But will she? Like, it's so bad. It's such a bad thing to
Did
say
you
out
do
loud.
something to her?
He did something for her to the rest of the world. But also to her.
Did you hurt? What did you do?
I saved her. Oh. He's a good actor, man.
I saved her.
God, he's a good actor. There's a lot of actors right now doing some great emotional acting with their eyes, which is really fucking hard to do. This is a garage that Ellie moved into. Ah, Savage Starlight. Oh, the tat over the burn.
Give me a second.
Take as much
Hey,
time as
I'm
you
kind of
need.
matching Ellie's shirt right
2
now.
minutes. I
expected to be
heard you were
matching
getting
Joel.
Stuck on the fence today.
Tommy? Traded some old boots for it.
Back to the
Boots.
back to the sneakers.
There we go.
That look.
You're like Curtis and Viper. You know, those movies Joel likes. I was actually gonna maybe watch them tomorrow night with him, if you want to join.
Patrol?
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, Patrol.
Hard left turn in that conversation. She could have said like, "Oh, I think I'm busy," but she didn't even broach it. She just went, "Patrol, let's move."
Hey, Shimmer.
Hey, Shimmer.
We're 5 minutes behind because of 1 or 2 of you, so I'll make it short. You're doing the Alpine. You're taking Route 191 down to Hoback.
No questions.
Countryside, hit our checkpoints and sign the logbooks.
Trying to speed
You
it
know what?
along.
Now, I see Ellie over here looking like Curtis and Viper. To remind you, this is just
She's
a
like, why do people
recon
keep saying
patrol.
that?
If you
Understood.
Thank you. Your patrol leader is Kat, so you will follow her
Huh.
orders.
That's Cat.
Jokes aside, can you take things a little more seriously?
Yeah, I mean, they're undermining him pretty hard.
Just up to you two for some fucking reason. Okay, Alpine.
He takes it really well for them, like, shitting all over him for just doing his job. Hey, 19-year-old girls can be the harshest people alive.
Yes, I'm going.
Taking anyone? Because she's the other one.
Oh my god.
What?
The other
You're
one.
used to with her.
Right, yes, thank you. But no.
Sorry, you two are the only gays in town. Therefore, you two have to pair up.
We can dance to the smooth tunes of, what are they called? Brittany and the Jug Boys.
Brittany and the Jug Boys.
We'll count down to...
Aren't you and Jesse?
No. Broke up.
Hence
Yes,
the
again.
hence the rolling of the eyes at everything you said.
Let's go. Okay. We're on.
Wait. We should go back and report it.
Recon,
I mean,
Kat, let's fucking recon.
We don't know what it is yet.
Hey, come on, guys.
Like, it might just be like one person, one infected. You can handle one infected. Jesus Christ.
How many infected does it take to bring down a bear?
Is that a joke?
What do you call grizzly's ribs? Barbecue.
Pretty good.
Did you just make that up?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Seriously?
For on the spot.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh, hi there. Here comes fun.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi there.
Happy?
Cat's got quite the
Hey, can we go back now?
judgmental face.
Listen quick, see if any are in there. Which is definitely recon.
It's amazing that just with a facial expression you can tell the kind of person who
Yeah, what if
that
there's
cat
a family
is.
in there? There's no babies in there. Hey, come on.
The little shrug Tina did. You don't know.
You just gonna let him go in?
You gonna be able to tell him not
5
to?
minutes.
Is that there's multiple? Yeah, definitely at least 2. You're still only going off sound. There might be multiple that are just. I like that I could see in Dina's face, like she knows that was a provocation. She knows she's falling for it, but. Ugh. The bottle. It really is like the game. Oh my god, Ellie, Jesus. Literally put the blade up to her throat. Hap! Oh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Oh, careful. No, she's a pro. Oh, God. Nice. Good job. Jesus.
Tried to shoot you in the face?
Not today.
Nice.
Is that all of them?
Before we leave, you gotta check out the employee.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Are there more down here?
Nothing's broken. I don't think.
Wait till you stand up. I feel like if there was someone down here, like an infected down here, it would have gone immediately.
I think we're good.
I don't think it's gonna lie in wait.
Let's figure out how to get you out.
Get a rope or something?
A bunch of padlocked doors.
Okay.
Oh,
It's too far for
padlocked.
me
That
to drop
sucks.
down, so I can find a stairway or something.
Do they have a
and
gun?
back
They
up.
do have guns.
Just stay put.
Can you shoot the padlock off? And it's a kind of a waste of a bullet, but
Put.
and it will
Yeah.
draw a lot of attention.
Right.
Best and worst dressed. What the fuck? What was that? Oh no, are they like... What are they called? Stalkers or whatever? Oh, getting out the big gun. Oh. I'm like watching every section of the frame. Oh. Just how quiet they are. Oh my god. What the fuck, man? Oh. Oh no, it's gonna come up. Yeah, oh shit. At least it makes a bit of noise.
Run at me, fucker.
Come closer so the shotgun can finish you off. Unless it's a distraction. Oh no, don't run it. Jesus, man. My heart couldn't take this. No way. I'd just be standing in a corner waiting for Dina. Just pointing outwards. Shaking the entire time. The infected comes, I shoot the shotgun, break my nose. Fall to the floor, bleed out, and die. We're not seeing like a full view of this infected. Okay, now we might. Oh boy. Oh. It's like the infected tries really hard to stay quiet. Like holding it back. Oh. Uh-oh. Pump it. No! Shit, man! Dina! Dina! Oh my god. Oh. Dina? Or Cat, maybe? Did you get bit? Oh, you got bit. That's gonna be another bite you have to hide.
Over here.
Oh, it's so suspicious. Oh yeah, no, I wasn't bit.
Just her? Just
Yeah, but she was sneaky. You don't understand.
Smart.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it could do math or anything. It didn't run at me. It lured me in. Stalking.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw this?
Mm-hmm. It was exactly like Ellie says.
Oh, she's just backing her up.
Before.
And you're telling me what, if it were you and Joel, you wouldn't have gone in?
Well, that ain't the same.
Why?
Because it's different.
I like how Maria's even calling him on his bullshit.
All right. Go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lately, I've had a feeling.
A feeling.
Yes.
Reality is nothing but a collective hunch.
What does that mean?
Lily Tomlin.
Yeah, I thought it was you were quoting someone, but I don't know what it means. I'm writing down that quote, and I'm gonna think about it after the episode. There's a fucking bug here! Fly, don't you know that reality is nothing but a collective hunch? Am I using it right? God, it's lucky. Oh, you're gonna make it a cut? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I know why you have to do that, but it's horrible. Jesus! It's lucky they don't like search you when you're coming back in, you know? Have like a quarantine section where they strip and search you for bites. Jesus, man, having to cut your own cut just to make it look like it's not a bite. Oh. Barbecue. She's writing down the joke in her journal. And still smiling at it.
You been playing much?
It doesn't look like she has. It's in the
yeah.
It's in the corner on a pile of clothes. Actually, you know, maybe, you know, lazily chuck it there after you're done playing. No, it's got a lot of dust and shit on it, so no, she hasn't.
Strings are shot.
You just stole your guitar. This song. That song, like, just stirred a feeling in me. Whoa! If you haven't played the game, this is like an identical shot from the game. That was fucking identical. That was crazy. The music, the camera movement, the lights, everything looked identical.
Oh, I hate these things.
Tell me about it.
Putting on quite the show.
Are these the someone in the jugs? Lily in the jugs or something?
Why?
Ellie, hey, what took you so long?
Hey!
Come on.
Dina's so cute.
Oh, gross. You're so drunk. Hi. Smoked a lot.
Oh my gosh. My heart would be racing. Just, that would be my face as well, if I was Ellie.
They're staring at you.
I'm not a threat.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm surprised Dina can be this slow and sensual with it while she's so high.
Family event.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Only straight couples are allowed to kiss.
In a church. Yikes.
What did you just say?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Hell out of here.
Immediately jumped on it.
Take a walk. Come on.
Jesus, man.
Right.
Oh, he's trying so hard to, like... He tried not to retaliate. He tried not to do anything. He's just going, okay, just accept it. She's like, our next session's going to be double length. I'm going to have to charge triple. Whoa. No way we're doing this now, right? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. Jesus, guys. I mean, it's probably fine. What are we looking at? Oh. Oh, boy. What? What the fuck? Oh, no. Oh, that's a cool shot. Oh, man. Oh, I love her expressions. I love it. I love her expressions. Oh, boy. Caitlin Denver, yeah, that was her name. Okay, that was episode 1 of season 2. Oh man, it's really like this is the thing is like there's like advantages and disadvantages to watching an adaptation when you know the source material, especially when you know the source material kind of as well as I do. Like I feel like I know The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2 very well. I think the last time I played Part 2 was probably less than 6 months ago. Like, it's pretty fresh on the brain. So, like, being so familiar with the source material, especially when the source material is of a similar medium, like going from a visual and auditory medium to another visual and auditory medium. I don't know if auditory is a word there, but going from a medium that's very similar, especially in like the cutscenes of The Last of Us are very lifelike, so it basically is like watching a TV show. When you go from that to that, like there's your brain can't help but make lots of connections, right? And can't help but like when you're seeing a scene that's very similar, you're like picking out every single little difference, right? When your brain is so familiar with what you should be watching. So like there are advantages and disadvantages to that. I like to lean into the advantages. The disadvantages are like when your brain is expecting something and then that doesn't happen. Sometimes you're like, oh, what the fuck? And also like I'm sure there are going to be people, I feel like there are going to be a lot of people who are thinking about it in the lens of like, this is the experience I got. I need everyone else to get the exact same experience. But I think, that's not how adaptations work. And I'm really curious to see like what experience do they craft for this story here. Now, again, I'm not going to spoil what happens in the game. I'm not going to spoil, any more detail about these characters than we've already seen in this first episode. I'm going to like not even hint at it if I can help it, because I don't think it's very fun to be like, oh, keep an eye on this character because they're going to be, like I'm only going to be talking about what is on screen here. But yeah, I think this is like a really, really interesting to see, like, okay, how do they rearrange things and change things up to make this story work for TV and also work for these characters and work for the story that they want to tell here. And already like a lot has been changed up, right? I'm already seeing like so many differences. And like for me, the fun thing is like piecing together this puzzle of like, I'm kind of watching a different show than first time watchers, like people who are only watching the show and haven't played the game. I'm kind of playing a different game than them, where I'm seeing them, have characters appear or have things happen, and I'm going like, oh, okay, so maybe they're going to tie it in like this and like this and this. Now, the disadvantages also include that I'm not going to have the shock of what happens in this story. I'm not going to like be surprised at any things that happen in upcoming episodes, because obviously I've played the story and I know what's going to happen. And so like it's, that's where a big disadvantage lies. And that's why sometimes for reaction videos, like that's kind of what I struggle with when I go into a reaction video of something that I know the source material of. I get nervous going into it because I'm like, but is my reaction going to be valuable? What I will try to do is like try to make the reaction valuable still by like making the most out of the things that I can offer, which is like offering what I think they're doing with these characters, how these characters are important, what these actors are doing, and also like I also get the advantage of, from the start of this season, I'm already attached to like the characters that they're showing because I know them already, and some of them who aren't even like present in the game, I already have an attachment to because I know kind of what their role is gonna be, and why they've been added and what they're gonna do for the thing. So like for example, Gale is a new addition. But I'm already seeing what her role is going to be, and she has a tie-in to someone that was kind of technically in the game. And I really, really love it. Also, I mean, if their entire reason for putting that character in was like, oh, we can cast Catherine O'Hara, then I would understand. Like, I would write a character for Catherine O'Hara in a heartbeat. She is such an incredible actor. But it's gonna be interesting watching these episodes. In my head, when I see her, I'm conditioned to laugh because she is such a great comedic actor. That like I'm conditioned to want to laugh at what she's saying, but she's playing a very serious character here. You know, there were some jokes and stuff with her, but for the most part, Jesus, this fly. For the most part, she's playing a very serious character. But yeah, I adore Catherine O'Hara so much. So yeah, it's really interesting. So far, the casting of all of these characters, I think I'm very happy with every single one. Like, they all impressed me in this episode in one moment or another. Like, I would look at them and I'd go like, okay, that actor is playing that character. All right, now I'm feeling it out for a certain vibe that I want to get from them. And at some point during the episode, that character gave me that vibe, you know? I wanted Jesse, for example, to be able to, like, pull off that sort of playful, but also, like, I'm being for real with you right now vibe, right? Which is like a kind of hard line to ride, where you're like, you're joking around with them, but you're also trying to, like, impart in them something serious, right? And the actor nailed that, you know? I wanted Dina to be, you know, that sort of flirty and playful type of character, who also can be kind of spiteful, right? She pulled that off really well. I mean, the rolling of her eyes at what Jesse was saying and stuff, that felt personal, you know? And I wanted, like, yeah, I wanted to see emotion in Abby's eyes, you know? I wanted to see Owen sort of, like, low-key support. Like, those characters have really pulled them off. And it's funny, like I said at the start of this video, these actors will have their own interpretations of the characters, right? They don't need to be one-to-one to the game. If they were even very, very different, like, for example, Bill in the first game and in the first TV show were very different characters. Those characters, like, you know, I mean, there was still the base bit of them being, like, paranoid, you know, paranoid, angry, prepper kind of guy, right? There was that base level of there. But then after that, those characters diverge so much, they're very, very different by the end, right? But both interpretations are so good, even though they're very different characters. So I'm super happy with it. Like, I love Nick Offerman's version of Bill as much as I love the game version of Bill. And so, you know, I'm happy for them to do that. But what I will say is, a lot of these actors actually have interpretations of the characters that are very similar to the game version. Like, I feel like, you know, I'm kind of shocked. Some of the, like, delivery of some of these lines, I think, like, did these actors actually study the character? Like, I know some of you might be going, well, of course they did. It's like the source material, they're trying to do it right? But a lot of the time when you're doing an adaptation like this, you specifically try not to do, you know, just what the other actor did. And sometimes you're specifically told, like in this thing, I'm pretty sure Craig Mazin, said to Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey, don't play the games, so that you can do your own interpretation or whatever. I'm pretty sure Bella Ramsey played them anyway. And I think Pedro Pascal kind of looked into it and watched a bit of it being played or whatever, and then didn't do all of it. But they still have their own interpretations of it, right? They're still doing their own versions of what's there. But like, for example, Caitlin Denver in this episode, and we only got a little bit of Abby at the very start and the very end. But Caitlin Denver, some of her line deliveries sounded like Laura Bailey speaking, which was shocking to me. Like, I was like, holy shit, like that's fucking Abby's voice, you know? So I thought that was, like, really interesting because it actually feels closer to the source material than I thought it would, despite the fact that this episode, most of it was Well, yeah, ish here and there. Most of it wasn't directly taken from the game. Like, a good portion of this episode was, like, content that we know happened in the game, but we didn't really see it happen necessarily. So, and I like this because it feels like they're letting these characters, you know, they're letting this show take its time and have its time to shine, which I think they have more freedom to do because Last of Us Part 2 is being spread over 2 seasons, right? So, so they have this whole season and the whole next season to cover the game. So we got plenty of time. So they can take their time more with episodes like this, and I like that. I like that this episode was, all things considered, relatively chill. I mean, there was like Ellie getting bitten and her having to cut her own scar and whatever, but it like, all things considered in terms of Last of Us, that's pretty minor. So so I thought that was really cool. I like yeah, I loved the therapy scene. I loved seeing Catherine O'Hara and Joel talk about it. You know, there's also some tie-in of themes there that I'm not going to talk about until later in the series, I think. But I really liked that scene, just seeing the way that, like, Gale gets Joel to kind of open up a little bit, but you can't, like, crack him all the way. But that way of doing it is a really good way to break him, where it's like, I'm going to tell you something and I'm going to be so honest with you that it's, like, painful for me to say this and it'll be painful for you to hear, but it's so clear how honest I'm being with you that it will be unfair if you're not honest with me. I'm telling you that I kind of hate you because you killed my husband, and I might hate you forever for that. I think you're a horrible person for that. Anyway, now that I've said that, what did you want to say? You know, like, she's putting it out on the table to kind of force him to be more honest, because it's like, what, I'm going to say all of that and you're going to prove that you are the horrible person I think you are by, like, still hiding what you're hiding from me. So at the very least, she got him to open up a little bit. He didn't say everything. He didn't say, like, oh, I lied to her, I killed a whole hospital full of people and including, you know, important doctors and nurses and you know, guards for them and scientists probably, killed a bunch of those people to protect Ellie, even though she didn't ask me to do that, and then I lied to Ellie and told her that I didn't do it. And he just he could have said all that, but he didn't. Instead, he just says, I saved her, which is his interpretation of what happened, because, as I said, he's kind of, like, so deep in the lie that he's gaslit himself quite a lot. I mean, it's not even, that part of it isn't even necessarily a lie. He, I think, knows that indeed he saved her, quote unquote, but he's not, you know, he tries to turn himself away from all the ramifications of that. I'm getting a call right now. Just give me a sec. Okay, sorry. A friend of mine called to ask if I was going to pick him up for something we're doing later. Anyway. So, yeah, anyway. I was finished that train of thought, so let's move on to a different one. I really liked the Dina and Joel relationship that they set up at the start of this episode, where it's like, he kind of, he kind of, like, spoke about Dina saying, like, look, well, she's very respectful of me. Like, she's kind of being the daughter that I wish Ellie was being to me. She's, like, looking up to me, being sweet, like, listening to what I'm saying, taking my guidance. Like, that's something that he wants to be that sort of father, and he's craving that so much, but he really, like, he can't get there with Ellie, and it's really upsetting for him. And it just makes me, like, so sad and upset to see him like that, because, you know, you can just see, like, how much he wants that. And I mean, it's a very honest thing to say in therapy, to say, like, B is acting more like my daughter than my daughter is, in which Catherine O'Hara said, like, well, Ellie's not your daughter, which it sounds like a really harsh thing to say, but I don't, like, at first thought when she says that, it's like, well, hang on, but that's kind of a fucked up thing to say, because it sort of acts like the only family ties you can have are blood relations, which isn't true. So that's immediately kind of what my thought was. But then after that, I thought about it a little bit more and I went, I don't think that's what she's saying. I think what she's saying is she's not your daughter, which is to say, like, you're going like, oh, well, Dina's like this and this and this, which I would like to think is like my daughter, but she's not my daughter. Joel saying that is kind of like dismissing the idea of Dina being someone that he can care about properly, you know? Whereas she's saying like, look, Ellie's not your daughter technically, but she's still your daughter. So Dina could also fill a role that you're looking for as like your daughter. Not to say like, oh, ditch Ellie and get Dina in, but just to say like, the idea of like, she's not really my daughter or whatever, that's never applied to you. It doesn't matter, you know, like that you don't even need to bring that up. It's not even something you should take into consideration, because your family is just who you want to be close to, the people that you care about. That's who your family is. So that's what I have taken as my interpretation of her saying, well, Ellie's not your daughter type thing, is that like, well, Ellie's not your daughter, so it doesn't matter. Anyone can be your family. Because you know that Ellie is your family. There was something else I really wanted to talk about. Oh, yes, okay. Reality is, oh god, is a collective hunch. Reality, now, I didn't get the full quote written down, but it was something about reality being a collective hunch. Oh, you know what? I think I might get it. I wanna find the exact quote that they said in this episode, but like I'm getting to it now. I'm just playing the episode. Reality is nothing but a collective hunch. I think what it means, and maybe I'll look this up in a second, but I think what it means is reality is nothing but a collective hunch. None of us as a species know what's going on. Like, our reality is our interpretation of what we're seeing and what we're hearing, and then that's like that's putting brain waves, like going towards our brain waves and like trying to interpret what we're seeing, right? Like, it's, you know, color is like our brain's interpretation of what's in front of us. But there's the idea, like, you know, some people are colorblind, they see different colors, they are interpreting colors differently. Does that mean that the colorblind person is actually not seeing what's true? Or is a colorblind person just seeing something that's different than the non-colorblind person, but neither of them are seeing what's true necessarily, what's real? You know, maybe it's completely different than even the person who sees color is seeing. And I think that can be applied to everything. Is any of this like actually happening? Is any of it is any of it as sensible as we think it is? Well, we think it is. That's kind of it. Like, we can't really prove that any of this is true or real or the way that we think it is. So we're all just working on a hunch. But because all of our hunches are so similar, that's what reality is to us. We've created that as reality. That's what I think it means. I might look it up after the video. I'm not going to look it up right now because I think that's a pretty decent interpretation of what that means. You know, considering I just sort of talked myself through it right here and now. But if that is what it means, that's a pretty clever little quote. It's not something I could have interpreted and taken into account in the 5 seconds between her saying that and the scene moving on. I needed more time to process that quote, but I'm glad I wrote it down so I could process it because I like it. I think it's interesting. Anyway, that is The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you liked my vibe. If you liked this video, support it. Make sure to support it on YouTube, or you can go to my Patreon account with the full-length version, early access, and exclusive videos. Yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.